What's going on? Ooh, got the echo. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S. Ooh. It's weird trying to figure out which side, like when you're looking at something. Oh, here we go. This is Big Games BS, part of Den Media Group, presented by MFTK Foundation. Setting the rosters up for the next big thing. Going to Nashville for Battle Nationals. We'll talk about all of those different things, but let's get this Friday show, Good Friday, up and going. We'll start our show off. This is Good Friday with the word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God. Go.
All right, Jaden, what we got? What we talking about today?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another morning edition of Big Games BS here on Friday, April 3rd. This is your first time at the show. Welcome. And if you're wondering why it's called Big Games BS, it's because we bring the good, the bad, and the BS of the sports world, especially football, to your screens, eyes, and ears. We're going to start off with our MFTK segment, touch up on some topics we've we've discussed before, and just get in some more information about that. Before we get into our NCAA section, we have a short section here in our NCAA and NFL sections, but we will keep you guys updated with some new information and with some of the more popular sports information. Going to go from NCAA to the NFL, like I previously said. We're going to touch up on some Jaguars news. Going to shout out our Money Moves segment winner of the day. Then we have a lot of more posts to discuss before we get into our Big Games BS section, where we bring the scope of the conversation outside of the typical football world. We have our BS or Bust and Fruit Review segment, and we're going to finish off the show with our OG Wildland segment. But first, let's talk golf.
We're doing doing the golf tournament again to sponsor all of these different things. Still plenty of stuff here for it. I think we're like it's getting closer and closer. I did not realize that we're only like 2 months out. Got to get more people signed up. I'm gonna talk to my guy Rodish about this and what we got to do to make this popular and push it. So but yeah, that's the gist of that. Okay. Got Battle Nationals coming up. Going next week, trying to get these vans purchased. Man, this thing is big. Is going to be it's a 10-hour trip. The coolest thing right now though is if we get this set up properly, these guys will be able to go to Auburn as well as Alabama on our way going up to Tennessee, and then we'll take 2 visits up there. We'll probably go to Vanderbilt as well as Tennessee State while we're there. So be a good good little weekend. The young guys will get a chance to see what life is going to be like if they continue to play at a high level. And obviously our older guys will get a chance to get their visits, get some visits and get some schools to be able to see them. So, and they all want to see Bryson, obviously.
Let's kick off this college football discourse with some lists, Twitter. And I know these players are on this list, but James, and for everybody in the chat, I want you guys to put your list as the top 10 college football players since 2000. Now, this list by football's greatest moments has Reggie Bush, Cam Newton, Ndamukong Suh, Ed Reed, Tim Tebow, Vince Young, Travis Hunter, Lamar Jackson, Larry Fitzgerald, and Johnny Manziel. Wanted to start off this show with the good icebreaker. Shout out to List Twitter. But James, who would be your top 10 college football players since 2000?
Reggie Bush, Cam, Tebow does need to be in there. Percy Harvin has to be in there. Jameis Winston needs to be in there. Lamar Jackson needs to be in there. Vince Young deserves to be in there. Adrian Peterson deserves to be in there somewhere. I'm okay with Ed Reed. Ed Reed was dynamic like that. I'm trying to think of somebody else that was just really like that. Like even when I played. Hold on, pause me real quick. Hello?
We see we got some people in the chat talking about Jameis. Yes, Jameis did not crack football's greatest moments list, but definitely on our list as well. Do think Johnny Manziel should be on there as well. He had a crazy Heisman season at Texas A&M. Want to shout out Johnny Football. And I think the list is pretty solid besides that, besides what college football's greatest moments posted. I think James did a good job adding his little spin, had his little expertise to it. But just wanted to get some thought going, get some thoughts brewing as we dive deeper into the show. But thought this was a good icebreaker to kick things off. And we're going to keep on moving forward. But before we do, if there's any players we did not name from the 2000s that you guys are thinking of that we might have forgotten, let us know in the chat, please. If you got a good name, definitely going to say it out loud, show you some love as well. But we are going to discuss some news coming out of Virginia, an ACC program. So let's look at this. Chandler Morris has been denied a preliminary injunction against the NCAA and remains ineligible for the 2026 season. Chandler Morris was one of the more promising quarterbacks at the start of last season. He was in conversations with the likes of Garrett Nussmeier, Lenoris Sellers, even Arch Manning. Then you have Carson Beck as well. DJ Lagway was among the list of top QBs coming into last season. And we see how the QB conversation and how the QB play pulled out with Fernando Mendoza coming out on top as the Heisman winner, as the champion for the Indiana football team. And then you have the likes of Ty Simpson, who did get destroyed once he did match up against Indiana, but he is looking like the second projected QB taken off uh, for the draft in this year's upcoming draft. So this QB play this season hasn't been the best in the transition from college to the NFL. You have Trinidad Chambliss, the Ole Miss quarterback, staying at Ole Miss since he was granted eligibility. And you're looking at some new faces getting some new money. Shout out the new Texas Tech quarterback, former Cincinnati quarterback, allegedly got $5 million in NIL. So looks like quarterbacks are liking the idea of college and want to stay in college. And Chandler was hoping to do the same. Yes, you see that a seventh season. This would be his seventh season of eligibility. Has had six previous seasons of eligibility, but it looks like he will not be suiting up in the Virginia Cavalier uniform. I am curious to see what and how life will pan out for Chandler Morris, But for somebody in his position, definitely made some cheese in college, and I could definitely see him going down the quarterback training or coach route. But he does have a lot of experience at college programs. Maybe he'll get in his feet in the door like that. But for FSU fans, that was a tough game to watch Chandler Morris and company beat FSU, have their fans storm the field last season. And Chandler Morris was making some plays during that game. I cannot deny that. But we did shoot ourselves in the foot more than he played well. But nevertheless, he's not going to be playing this year. So, Chandler Morris, good luck, man. Sorry you got denied that preliminary injunction and that you are still remaining ineligible for the 2026 season. Just want to update you guys with that as well for any of my Virginia fans or for any of my college football fans out there. Now, there is a new commercial that's been going viral, that's been circulating the internet. It's definitely giving old school ESPN vibes. And we got to thank Battle for doing that. Battle, the sports apparel company, has decided to create new commercials starring Jeremiah Smith, the Ohio State wide receiver, and some familiar faces as well. And this one was, like I mentioned earlier, created and kind of parodied like the old ESPN commercials back in the day. So I'm going to share this with you guys so we can watch this commercial and get a good laugh from Jeremiah Smith and company.
Us a little bit of time to adjust since JJ came back into the office.
Give me another one.
Yeah, last year were cool, but I don't know. He's making a little weird with me for some reason. Yo, what's up, boss? I know you saw that game last night, and my parlay almost hit. You're tied. Now I have to answer to a 12-year-old? He just bullies me all the time. Excuse me, Mr. Rod. You mind doing a release for me?
Yeah, I'll do this release for you.
That is a good release.
He overworks us. We haven't been home in over a month. And we ask him why, he always says, because what?
What's our company motto?
We're always open.
Always.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Let us know if you like this video. Shout out to Battle. But yes, Jeremiah Smith and company were in a Battle Sports commercial. If you're just now tuning in, definitely like the old ESPN Sports Center commercials. Had the mockumentary style of shooting, if you guys are familiar with that. And I thought it was pretty good. Bring back some great content from the past and merge it with the interests of people who follow Jeremiah Smith, who follow Rod and everything like that as well. And shout out to Jeremiah Smith being the face of the Battle Sports apparel wave. Definitely smart to have him as the brand icon, as a front runner for your brand, and as the poster child, for your brand. And shout out to everybody getting battle gear after watching these commercials. That's what the goal is for him. And I want to shout out Gerard Williams, definitely a fan of the show, but he put this in the chat. I see him. All I can think is how I wish we were tampering like Miami. That is funny, but that's been a talk of the town recently, not the tampering of Miami, but what would Jeremiah Smith look like at Miami if he was teamed up with the likes of Malachi Tony, other young superstars like Bryce Fitzgerald as well? How would the hometown hero look playing in his hometown? While they call Malachi Tony the hometown hero, they would have two hometown heroes on the same squad for sure. But how would you think Jeremiah Smith, everybody in the chat, would look like in that Miami Hurricanes green and orange. If what that would look like last year for the Miami Hurricane squad, that definitely would be crazy if he ended up going back to home to Miami. But if you guys are not aware, his wide receivers coach is now the new coach at the USF football program. And he did an interview shortly after getting the job saying that Jeremiah Smith said, this is his was not mine, that he would think about thinking about following Heartline all the way to USF. But Heartline told him, no, keep doing what you're doing in Ohio State. Don't know how true that is, how likely it would have been if Jeremiah Smith would follow his coach, because he would be at Tampa. Tampa's not even that far from Miami, so that definitely would have been a little bit awkward if he followed his coach and went to USF instead of just biting a bullet and going to Miami. And yeah, it was just crazy. And it was just, man, that's just a topic that I've been thinking about lately. I've been seeing online a lot of discourse surrounding that. And that would just be, man, a bad dream. But let's talk about a player who's been rising through the ranks in this past college football season. And because not of his height, but because of the dog in the fight. That is Indiana cornerback D'Angelo Pons. Now, there's been a lot of discourse surrounding Mr. Pons, especially when it comes to his measurables. Now, he stands around 5'9". He is a cornerback, like I previously mentioned. And while he participated in Indiana's Pro Day, he ran a 4.31 unofficial 40-yard dash time. You can see it right here. Going to play it for you guys as well. So the discourse surrounding Pons has been his height, especially for cornerbacks. I know when the discourse around Pons was starting to continue to grow and grow, there was a video of Prime that circulated the internet, Deion Sanders, saying how he doesn't recruit, if I'm not mistaken, cornerbacks that are 6 feet or under. And it was just perfect timing, I guess, with the Pons discourse. And many people like Prime are kind of hesitant on picking up a corner at 5'9". And people always say if you are an undersized corner, or let's just say any undersized position, you got to be great at one thing. You got to have exceptionality in one thing. And for in this case, for Mr. D'Angelo Pons, besides him being a great dog on the field, a great cornerback, he does have the speed. And with this 4.31 right here, it's hard if you're NFL GM, NFL management to not look past that, especially with a player like Pons, who we've seen the tape, we've seen the games he's played against. He's not no slouch with his height. He is definitely one of, if not the best cornerback, one of the best cornerbacks in this year's draft. So I'm excited to see what team will take that chance on D'Angelo Pons, and just to see where he falls in the draft as well, which round, et cetera, et cetera. But I wanted to share this with you guys because he is a dog on the football field, and people were playing with his name, but he's going to definitely show up and show out for whatever NFL squad decides to pick him up. So we're going to keep on moving on throughout the show and touch on some Jaguars news. We have a familiar face, a familiar name we want to discuss, but this isn't about one person. This is about the whole squad. And this squad specifically is the strength and conditioning and performance science squads of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So shout out to them, because the Jaguars were named the NFL Performance Team of the Year by the Professional Football Performance Coaches Association. So we have a familiar name on this list, Lanier Coleman. Shout out to Lanier. Definitely had the 850 connection in there as well. Might even be a family member. You never know. But shout out to these 9 guys right here for being for receiving the Alvin Roy Performance Team of the Year award, which recognizes excellence in performance training given annually to one of the 32 staffs across the league. So shout out to the Jaguars, man. Shout out to the Jaguars strength and conditioning staff right there. Definitely getting those guys. Well, hopefully those guys are getting Travis Hunter nice and ready for this upcoming season. Can't wait to see how everything pans out for the Jaguars. First round draft pick. But we need your opinion on something, guys. Sleeper Jaguars reposted the jersey ideas by Moss Visuals. So we need your opinions on there. Jag fans or not, doesn't matter. We want to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys think about these rivalry concept uniforms right here. So it should be on your screens, guys, as you can see right here. Now, let's be honest, guys. Even though we do our BS or Bussin' food review segment, let's bring it outside of the convo of food. Everybody in the chat, I want you guys to put BS if you think these Jaguars jerseys aren't it, or put Bussin' if you think these jerseys are fly and everything in between. So, me personally, I think they're fire. I like something like this, especially with the Jaguar teal helmet. You can see right there up top. I like the Duval in the back of the neck right there as well. You can see how they would look. The only thing I'm kind of hesitant on are the Jaguar paws on the side right there, but it's something I could get used to. But everybody in the chat, let us know what you think
I'm
of
not
these.
feeling the pause. Like everything else is it's cool, but the Jaguar paw look kind of weird.
Definitely does. Definitely does.
But the color combo is straight though.
So, James, what do you think about D'Angelo Pons running that 4.31 unofficial 40 time at the Indiana Pro Day and how that can help him in the draft? They're trying to dog on him because of him being 5'9".
But he jumps 40 inches and he's fast. Just makes him to me, he's the best corner in the draft. Like it's easy to be like that, like to make the exceptions for being small when you're exceptional. Like I joke with people, it's like you gotta pick a struggle. You can't be petite and slow. So like if you're petite or slight, then you have to be an X factor and everything else. He wasn't a top 10 pick anyway, but like now top 15, top 20, like that makes him definitely somebody that you just really, really go and you get. He can play every coverage. So I like that. I like what I've seen in him. He's an ultimate competitor.
And Chandler Morris is not going to be a Virginia quarterback anymore. He got denied his 7th season of eligibility. I don't know if you were listening, but James, it looks like he is not coming back for a 7th season of college football. What do you think Chandler's going to end up doing? Going to go the coaching route? Going to go the quarterback training route? What do you think he's going to do at this point right here?
Yeah, clearly not the NFL route. He didn't miss everything. Just I mean, I don't like UFL, CFL. You can probably sit out a year, like and just like do some stuff in the end of next year's draft. That would be cool. But he wasn't. He's just sometimes you got to realize, like, and that's why these guys want to stay. They're good journeyman quarterbacks in college. Like you just like them. They got like a good good stories, like hardworking guys. Like, so they should make good coaches. Got good stories, but it wasn't anything special. I mean, that story that he'll be able to tell about beating Florida State, what, double overtime? He'll be able to tell that the rest of his life. But it just wasn't but I don't see him as an NFL player.
Kirk Cousins, man. I don't know how you're doing it, but Kirk Cousins signed a 5-year, $172 million deal with the Raiders that in reality is a 1-year, fully guaranteed $20 million deal that also contains a club option for 2 years at 80 million. The Falcons will pay Cousins 8.7 million this season. The Raiders another 1.3 million. And Las Vegas also agrees to pay its new QB a fully guaranteed $10 million roster bonus on the third day of the 2027 new league year. And maybe most notably, it also sets another new mark. It will be the 11th straight NFL season in which Cousins' contract will be fully guaranteed. Got some more information.
His agent is the GOAT.
Including the 10 million due next year, Kirk Cousins then will be at 341,469,288 dollars in career NFL salary earnings. Of that, an all-time NFL high, 339,369,288 dollars was fully guaranteed, meaning 99% of Cousins' career NFL earnings will have been fully guaranteed. Sounds like he's playing in the NBA, not the NFL. Dang.
I hope that man is breaking Jay Gruden off. Because Jay Gruden is the reason why. Remember when he drafted him? I remember like the talk of like, why would you draft 2 quarterbacks? Like they drafted RG3. Just think about how long he's been playing. RG3 has made 2 career shifts since. Like RG3 went from an NFL player to an NFL commentator to a 7-on-7 coach. Like all during this time. RG3 gets hurt, and then Jay Gruden, to make sure that knee is really destroyed, they sign him. Then he continues to go, and nobody has benefited off of being mid more than he has. And his agent is just, I don't know what he does or if it's just all timing, because you got to spend his money. And every free agency, he's he's a top 10 available quarterback in a league that for some reason has convinced itself that you have to have a quarterback make a lot of money in order to be successful. Even though time and time again, it's been proven that if you have the weapons around a quarterback, you don't have anything to worry about. Like Tom Brady at no point in his NFL career was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, or even I don't even think he was like top 5. But he made sure that other guys were going to be able to be paid to be around him so that he can continue to win. Now, I'm not saying that makes him a righteous person. I'm not saying that makes him smart. But he also, I wonder if he got paid for the divorce with Giselle, if he gets alimony. That would be awesome, because she definitely made more money than him. Like Kirk Cousins' agent is the GOAT. Like everybody wants David McGillicuddy or whatever. Don't want him. I want Kirk Cousins' agent. Feel like my homegirl says, and I hope nobody understands this is a tongue-in-cheek joke, but fail like a white man. And Kirk Cousins is failing up, which is the whole crux of the argument, like failing up. Damn. See, like this is a guy right here that, 5-time Pro Bowler, just consummate professional. Obviously, is good. But if you would have told me he was in the Pro Bowl 5 times, I'd have been like, no way. No, I'm not. No, he's good. I'm just saying I didn't think. I'm like, damn, he was in the Pro Bowl 5 times. Like, damn. Yeah, like you're not. But would you say he's a Hall of Famer?
Pro Bowls, that kind of.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but like before that, you'd be like, oh man,
Yeah,
Stephen
yeah,
Gilmore's
like-
solid NFL career. Like, you know what I'm saying? 5-time pro. I'm like, damn, oh shit. Like, it's just, they don't, like, one of the things about the Patriots and the Patriot way is just like, you can be great and nobody will know. And it's in a big market.
That's facts.
Great NFL career. To my first love. I'm sure there's a woman right now who hates this. To my first love. Not your mother, not your baby mama, not your, this is my first love. As a young, scrappy kid from Rock Hill, South Carolina, with humble beginnings, the eldest of 6, you gave me focus, opportunity, strength, and friends to last a life. From my first game with Finley Road Falcons to 2 Super Bowls, multiple Pro Bowls, and a Defensive Player of the Year award, you taught me an invaluable lesson of working hard and believing in myself. To my wife and kids, thank you for making it possible for me to chase my dream. To my parents, thank you for raising me to be the man I am today. To my coaches, thank you for pouring into me. And to the fans, thank you for your support. I've had an incredible 13 years in the league and cannot wait to see what the next chapter holds. Gilly Lock out. That is nice. I um I'm I mean, like, yeah, good career. My man, Polo put in there. Kirk threw 4,000 yards 7 times. Jameis Winston threw for 5,000 and never got another opportunity to start. Like, he's just not when you need a game to win. When you need him to win something, he's not going to be there for you. So, yeah. Oh, Jaden got bumped out.
We have a potential matchup for the Rio de Janeiro, Brazil game. And week 3 is the likely spot for this. So the NFL is expected to select the Ravens to face the Cowboys in Brazil with week 3 as the likely spot for that game. Sorry about that. Had to reset the browser right quick, but I wanted to bring this topic to light because I thought it was interesting in terms of history, in terms of a program of a historic franchise in the NFL Football League, despite their success. The Detroit Lions. So let's get into this dialogue, according to the Detroit Times. So, former Lions linebacker Alex Anzalone comments on the signing bonus situation between Detroit and Frank Ragnow. So, when Frank Ragnow retired, he became the longest Detroit Lion who had to repay part of his signing bonus. So once you retire, you got that signing bonus. You have to pay it back since they do pay you in advance in theory. And so Alex Anzalone said this: played through fractured throat, 1 week post meniscus cleanup with stitches barely out, inoperable, unrepairable toe, etc. Hey, let me get that prorated sign-in bonus back. Do business as business is being done. Ragno isn't the only Lions player in history to do this. If I'm not mistaken, I think Barry, other notable players had to pay uh, part of that signing bonus back. But James, what do you think about having to do that, paying it back as a player, going through the struggles, especially the stuff Anzalone put in his quote tweet?
That's just the nature of it. You got to know it. When you retire, you try to negotiate. Most teams do the right thing because it's the right thing. And it's not like the signing bonus really hurts you. And it's not like they need the money. It's not like they could take, let me get that money back so I can give it to somebody else because it comes back on the salary cap. Your signing bonus doesn't affect it. So like it's the asshole part of the business. It's unfortunate.
Let's see you choose your NFL draft offense, James. 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, and 1 tight end from this list. And if I'm a betting man, I would bet you would go with Mandarin new QB, Carson Beck. But I'm just assuming here. Let's see who you would pick for your offense in this year's NFL draft.
Oh man, hold on. You just get paid. Oh, I ain't gotta pay. I thought like you had like a budget or something. All right, cool. Blow that up a little bit more. Oh man, I know I'm all love. Right? I get 1 running back. Okay, Carson, Love, Tate, Cooper, my Tate. Tate, Conception, and then scroll down so I get that tight end Love. Stowers.
Definitely a good list. Beck, Love, Tate, Conception, and Stowers.
I'm not taking Drew Allard anywhere. Garrett Nussmeier is trash. Ty Simpson is ass. And I just don't trust Mendoza outside of college. Like, there's nothing. Have you, like, man, like, I just don't, I don't trust them. I just, like, they're just talking about, like, most of the people, what religion do y'all think most of the people in the NFL? Christian, right? But like, and all of them say, I want to thank my, like on draft night, you know what everybody's going to say when they get drafted, they get talked about? I just want to thank the Lord for this. But like, anytime it's something controversial that they stand up for something, like they don't, it is inconsistent. See, I like him. He's a Christian. Like, they're all Christians. But I ain't going to hold you. Y'all version of Christianity isn't what I necessarily want on my football team. I need a couple sinners. And like they're talking about the Raiders, the one organization that you would never associate with Christianity at all. They're like bragging about this and wondering why they just had to fire a coach. You need a couple goons. I'm sorry, man. You need some guys that I don't know what they're doing. So
thought this would provide some good content and good conversation, because although the Super Bowl is a great stage to participate in and to be a part of, there's got to be a winner and a loser. And today, shout out to Dove Kleiman and shout out to Fox Sports, but they listed their top 10 quarterbacks to never win a Super Bowl. And let's see what this list is talking about and if there needs to be any updates or changes. So, according to Fox Sports, they have Dan Marino, number 1, Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, Jim Kelly, Fran Tarkenton, Warren Moon, Carson Palmer, Steve McNair, Dan Fouts, Donovan McNabb. Honorable mention include Randall Cunningham, Boomer, Ken Anderson, Cam Newton, and Vinny Testaverde.
see, what I don't like about this stuff is Dan Marino definitely needs to be. I'm with you. Warren Moon needs to be number 2. Donovan McNabb should be number 3. And the reason why is, well, Dan Marino had the record, so I'm giving him that. Warren Moon's one of the best passers that nobody talks about anywhere near enough. Steve McNair had that shit won until he lost it. Donovan McNabb needs to be in the top 5 because he went to 3 straight NFC championship games before it was 2 straight, and then the third one is when he was able to get into the Super Bowl finally. And if he wasn't bitching with T.O., he probably would have won one. But, hey. Yeah. Because of my grandmother, I'm going to go ahead and put Randall Cunningham needs to get off of the honorable mention list and in there somewhere. Phillip Rivers has never, am I thinking of this wrong? Is the CTE flowing? When the fuck did the Chargers play in the Super Bowl or get close? Matty Ice choked, so I give you that. Jim Kelly definitely needs to be in there because, this is before, Jada, I don't even think you were thought about during this time, but I was a pup. I might have been Kai's age when they were going when they kept going. Bill, you know what they used to say Bill stood for? Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. That was what the Buffalo Bills stood for. And but I mean, just let's Twitter, but but Moon, Dan Marino, I'm with that. Warren Moon being behind these people, bro, you don't know. Warren Moon deserves more. Warren Moon is a case for DEI. When people say you shouldn't need it, Warren Moon is the they gave every reason why Warren Moon shouldn't be in the NFL, and he fought and he overcame everything. They should do one of them civil rights, Black History thing where they had a person humming, all's my life I had to fight should be what you see with Warren Moon. This man did it in college. They said he wasn't smart enough, wasn't good enough, broke every record in the CFL, came back to the NFL and didn't miss a beat.
Phillip Rivers has 8 Pro Bowl selections, but the closest he ever got to the Super Bowl was the AFC Championship in 2007, where he lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, nothing to do with how good he is or not. He is that man. I went up against him in college. That motherfucker was nice, but he just isn't. When I look at the list of guys, some of these guys act when you say notables. The guys who actually went to the Super Bowl and had a chance to win should be in there. If they had a good career. Some guys didn't have a good career.
For any of my sports trading card fans out there, we got some great news for you guys. So Topps and the NFL are partnering up, and Topps and the NFL have their Gold Shield trading cards. So last year we covered this on the show, but if you guys were not there, do not remember, all 5 reigning NFL award winners wore a gold shield on their jerseys throughout the season. So select patches were removed from the jerseys of Josh Allen, MVP, Saquon Barkley, Offensive Player of the Year, Jared Verse, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Pat Surtain, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and placed it into ultra rare trading cards. So these cards can be found in packs of Topps Chrome Football, available April 15th. You see the patch right there with this signature. Thought this was a dope idea for Topps and for the NFL. Definitely would have a great feeling ripping open a pack and seeing one of these Gold Shield trading cards. Just a dope collaboration, and shout out to all the award winners as well.
I want to get back into cards. I want to do the little it's not as popular now. When they when COVID hit and they were doing the crack, not the cracking, you open up the cards and you start flipping them out. That was I thought that was kind of cool. I wanted to get into it, but just seems like the moment's passed. Polo put a good point. Tony Romo would be one of those guys that's up there too.
Those cards definitely gonna be worth a lot of bread. I can only imagine what those prices are gonna be going for. Definitely want to get into the Tops wave. But speaking of getting into something, let's get into some food. I know we had a short time with you guys this Friday, but we got our BS or Bussin' food review segment that we will get into right now. So let's get into it. Today's Friday, so we're going to do a little bit of a lax BS or Bussin'. We got some chopped buffalo chicken wraps. So let's see if this is BS or if this is bussin'. Please spam it in the chat what you think of this buffalo chicken chopped wrap below.
So buffalo chicken salad in a wrap. I mean, like
That was my high school.
I mean, yes. I mean, like, you know,
That's a staple.
like, yeah, like it's not like I just they made something like yes. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking when I hear chopped, I'm thinking like chopped cheese. But like but yeah, let's just because they put chicken, cheese, tomato, lettuce first, right? And then they chopped it up and then they put more chicken on top of it, what it looked like. So like, of course, like you can go get a buffalo. Let's look at this chicken tender sub. Like if you grew up in Tallahassee, you've been eating this your whole life.
Sorry, Tiger, but you are taking home our OG Wildin' segment winner again because body cam footage has been released. Was seen making calls to President Trump. Was seen fighting demons in the back of the cop car, and was seen flexing that nice watch he got. But let's take a look at the OG Wildin' man. And man, I don't know, but might need to take a trip to
It's
Turkey.
funny because it's Tiger. Like if I was Tiger, if I got arrested like this, I would be like Scarface. Like, what do you got me? All you got me is washing my money. Is counting my money. You know what? I'm gonna be on the phone with my lawyer. My lawyer, he's so good that you're gonna be booking people in Alaska for dress warm. That's what I would say if I'm like Tiger, but like for them to spaz out, it doesn't make any sense. But let's look at and it looks like he's calling like here, like when they were like I saw it. Somebody put Dante Culpepper calling a go route to Randy Moss back in the day, it was like if you look at Dante Culpepper like back in the day, he didn't just do the clap like in the shotgun. It was a whole bunch of other different stuff that he would do. But like, let's check it out. Like, I want to know what this does to make you like not impaired. Can somebody help me with this? Like, how is like they're doing a field sobriety test? But what about this is showing that he's not drunk?
I don't know. I had to take one.
Place them behind your back. There you go. So at this time, I do believe you're not.
Way more difficult than what people tell you. Like they've had cops go through field sobriety tests. That's cool. They gave him a blanket though.
They made me tap my fingers and my ABCs at the same time backwards. Ridiculous.
Now it look like he on booger sugar the way he keeps Like they want you to walk in a straight line, and so transparency moment. Every time I've gone to the hospital, I've lost a little bit of my athleticism. I don't know what happened. It just disappeared. But when COVID happened, I've really lost some of like my balance. Like I'm not always I'm not as sure-footed as I used to be. Like, and walking in a straight like in a straight line is kind of difficult for me. So if I could be stone sober, and if you ask me to walk a straight line, I might not be able to do that. And like some of the things I've seen, I'm like, man, what if you're tired? And then like when he blew, like he was probably the most confident blow of all time. Pause. But like,
God damn.
no, I'm just saying, like he knew I didn't drink nothing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and like it's the pills. And like, so you blew it, and they're like, nah, gotta be something. And what's crazy is so what would you blow, like when they have suspicion and you blow it and you blow 3 zeros, like you're supposed to be cool, like, but then they still have suspicion, so it's not driving, it's not DUI, it's DW. DUI I think is the liquor one, right? There's alcohol. DWI is when you're on, like you're high or you're something else like that. You're under, and the only way they got to do it is that they take you to the station. So like either way, this man complied and his life still was messed up.
Yeah.
But he did flip his car over. So like, something's going to be up, like something's going to happen. But it's like, they always tell you don't blow.
Yeah.
And go, because by the time you get booked, by the time if you did like all of that, like even the alcohol can kind of metabolize out of your system at that point, because it's going to take hours before they do the blood work and they do everything else. They wanted to piss test this man and did all that stuff. He said nah. But like it's cool to see rich people actually have to go through things that poor people have to go through, and like all he's going to do is get a slap on the wrist. And like, and I'm just grateful that nobody got hurt. But we know he's on pills.
Yeah, for sure. There's a problem. I'm hoping it doesn't turn out like Lamar Odom. This is what it reminds me.
Now, Lamar didn't have the money that Tiger had. Lamar was crack.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Like Tiger's not crack. It's actually prescription drugs. Like he's on. He's always, like we talked about it. He doesn't know how to like not be on 10. And so he has to do some stuff. Yeah, Brett Favre loved pills and showing his dick. Terrible person. But Tiger really does need to go find a fall guy.
This man, I thought you were going to say help.
That's the help. That's the help that he needs. Like Tiger he needs somebody that's like, nah, no, you're not driving. Come on, Tiger. Like somebody that he needs a less roll guy. Bruh, like we can get in, like, you know what? What you trying to get into, Tiger?
For real. Tiger.
Whatever you about, I'm about. Like even when he got the first thing, that was something we all talked about. Why don't it cost you more money to not have a guy arrange your host? Like, it would be my job. Like, the only thing we would negotiate, right, is that I have hey man, I gotta sleep, right? Unless it's a big weekend. Like, so like if we had TPC or somewhere else, hey Tiger, you're good. But like I'm gonna be on call. Or you know what? Nah, forget that. Give me a roomie, like get you a guy that's trustworthy, that's about whatever you about. That likes taking, well, maybe not the pills and stuff, but likes hoes, likes all these different things. And when you're on the road, like, hey, he's gonna, like, you could get these suites are huge. And I know he's getting presidential type stuff, and they have multiple rooms. He sleeps in a room. So when you're ready to go, Tiger, hey, I got to go to Perkins real quick. Let's go. We're going to stop, pick up these perks, and then we're going to slide through Perkins. And then, like, you know, all right, cool. Like, all right, man, let me go take a shower. And like, you get up, wash, and then you can drive Tiger anywhere you want to. He can be anywhere he wants to be in an hour. He's Tiger Woods. So, like, if Tiger, if you're you ain't got nobody better than Tiger Woods that you with. So when he says, hey, I'll be there in an hour, or you're Tiger Woods, we can do it another way. You buy the whole floor of a hotel. I've heard that there's a famous NBA player that has never been caught in a controversy because you'll never have, there's always no face, no case. And there is no recollection of you ever having to do this. And he finds you. You like him. He might be considered one of the greatest of all times. He finds you. He likes you. You agree to something. They have a car come pick you up from a certain location. They take your phone, and your phone is on do not is off the entire time. Not just you don't turn it off. You don't have anything that can show this event. He's gonna get you your hair done. It's gonna be one of the greatest days of your life. Y'all gonna do what you do, and then you're gonna bounce. Tiger can do something like that and can afford to do. Yeah. Because I get it. He don't want people knowing all of his business and all these other different things, man. But like, come on, bro. Like the game is the game. I'm tired of these guys. I'm tired of brothers y'all making the brothers look bad. Like, if you're gonna play the game, play it how I go. So, yo. That's wild, Jay. I saw a headline that said cops tased the black half of Tiger Woods because his Asian half crashed the car.
Oh my gosh.
Yo. This is all about diminishing his legacy. He's helping with that, but they're going to take advantage of his missteps. It only diminishes his legacy if y'all thought Tiger Woods was.
Yeah, for real.
Honest to God's truth. I just don't want him hurting somebody else. But I don't care. I still remember the fist pump. I still remember the red polo shirts. Still a Tiger Woods fan. So he does need some help and a driver.
Well, that's all I had, James, for Friday's show. If you wanted to discuss any topics that we touched on previously, you didn't get a chance to speak on, or if you have anything on your mind before we close out Friday's show, please, the floor is yours.
Nah, that's it. This major recruit having a commitment that's going to be committed that Florida State's in on for the class of 2027. Outside of that, man, hope everybody has a great weekend and a great Easter. And we'll see you guys on Monday.